I got another text message from my friend Big O, Orlando Reyes, saying, and he was kind of questioning your manhood, actually, with what he said.
I am completely secure in my manhood. If anybody wants to call it out on anything, including me wearing a pink shirt,
It's awesome.
I am completely okay with it.
Whatever.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of the texTenn podcast. I'm Keith. I've got Clay here.
Hi, everybody.
Arguing with me about who uses Do Not Disturb and who doesn't use Do Not Disturb on your cell phone while you sleep at night.
All I
It's
said
amazing that you're
was
wrong.
I got another text message from my friend Big O, Orlando Reyes, saying, and he was kind of questioning your manhood, actually, with what he said.
I am completely secure in my manhood. If anybody wants to call it out on anything, including me wearing a pink shirt,
It's awesome.
I am completely okay with it. So,
It's
and I
funny.
appreciate that. I mean, because you know what? We live in a free country and you can question my manhood all you want. Now, that said, I'm going to question your sanity because you're not very sane if you're not using
mine or
Do
my
Not
friend Orlando's.
All of you people who do not
blanket.
use.
I love
Yes,
this. Blanket.
you people.
If you don't use Do
You're a
Not
psychopath.
Disturb like a maniac. I swear, if I watched my phone all day, you spend more time trying to not disturb or undisturb than you do anything else, I think.
Who's talking about Do Not Disturb during the day? I'm talking about while I'm sleeping, bro. Sleeping.
I'm talking about the rest of the day. When I go to text
don't
you
put
and
it
you've
on.
got it off something.
Look, I put it on like Do Not Disturb right now because I don't want my Mac in the background of going.
I need to hit this phone.
Oh, so that's weird. So you'll use it right now,
Use it
but
there.
you won't use it at night. So again, proof that I am right, you are wrong.
Wrong.
I could agree with you, but then we would both be wrong and we would both be psychopaths. So
Wrong.
you and Orlando or whoever it was, Orlando, psychopaths. Period. So what's really funny is folks, before we came on air, he acted as if he had several people that had been texting him recently.
I do.
And there's several,
The
as in
others
two
just won't
in
let
2
me
weeks.
use their name.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's
that's
what it
two
is.
more than have texted me that they do use it.
Well, because they're like what it is there's camaraderie and psychosis, right? Like misery likes company, psychosis likes company. Like when you're insane, you're like, hey, yeah, okay, so there's 3 other people that are insane in this world. Cool, let me hitch my wagon to that train. Thanks, but no thanks. So, yes, you can question my manhood all you want. That's great. You guys are wrong. So moving on.
Whatever.
On to topics such as questioning people's manhood. You know, last year, I don't know that you could actually do that. Like, were you, because of the cancel culture, were you allowed to question somebody's manhood, or would that like get you canceled? Because I was thinking about this. I was talking to my son about it actually, which by the way, we got an update on the letter. I'll get to that here in a little bit.
Okay,
we got an
good.
update. But talking about just cancel culture and how it's basically just gone. Like it's just completely gone. Like you can't really cancel anybody anymore.
Good luck.
Right? Like
Good
just
luck.
because what it is, I think nobody cares anymore. It's
Nobody
just like,
cares. That's right.
I mean, they tried to cancel Trump and they got him elected in the biggest landslide in recent memory, right?
Yes.
So it's like, I guess we just can't cancel anymore. And it's the other thing, like, so the conversation started from, he follows a couple of people through me because my kids aren't allowed on social media, but he follows like Coach Rack, who's a baseball player, got a contract with the Nationals, never made it in MLB, decided to become like an online influencer coaching baseball online.
He's the Savannah Bananas guy.
Right? But he's a huge Christian, right? So in recent months, he has been more and more outspoken about his Christianity. And my point to Graham was, and so are all these college athletes, these professional athletes, like all over the place. When I and you were Graham's age, back in the 80s, our athletes did not do that kind of thing. Like it was just, I don't know that it was just not cool. It just wasn't acceptable to like come out and say, hey, like this is my stance. And of course, they didn't have a camera in front of their face 24/7 like they do now. But even 5 years ago, if an athlete would have done that, they would have been canceled. Straight. I mean, look at Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow is a perfect example. He was like the first athlete that was just like, hey, like, I'm putting my faith before anything else. And if you want to cancel me
He
out of,
started with putting John 3:16 on
yep,
on his
and,
highlight.
and kneeling after
Yeah.
touchdowns. And
Yeah.
yeah, and that got him canceled, which again, I mean, it's everybody's prerogative. You can cancel them or support them however you want, right? I'm not trying to judge anybody for doing what they're doing. But the reality is he was kind of shuffled out of the NFL because of his Christianity. And now,
I don't know if
well,
that's
no,
right.
I mean,
He wasn't
was,
very good.
that aside, he would have been a great asset to a team in some shape, form, or fashion. He would have been an amazing like fullback. He'd have been an amazing tight end. He would have been amazing something. He was an athlete, right?
Yes.
He could have made it, but he went from winning a NFL playoff game to out of the league like that. And kind of weird, right? Because he was with the Broncos and beat the Steelers,
Yeah.
right? And
he
then
beat the Steelers, and then Tom Brady beat him the next week.
right.
And
what
you're right.
happened was
We never saw him play again.
right,
But he wasn't
like,
very good.
I'm not saying he was a great NFL quarterback. Not at all. What I'm saying is he went from playing to like boom, he was gone. And it felt like it was a lot because of his stance on things that were not popular at the time.
Okay. I don't necessarily agree with that. He got canceled. I like the heck out of Tim Tebow.
I don't think he got canceled. I think he got pushed out of the league faster than anybody else would. Because look at some of the not talented quarterbacks. Let's just go with Mighty Dolphins, because that's my team. Look at who their backups are. Year in and year out, they are worse than Tim Tebow every year. Even when Tim Tebow was in the league.
Okay.
I'm telling you, the backup quarterbacks for the Dolphins are always and have always been terrible, except for, was it Matt Moore? But the point is he was better than a lot of the backups in the league, I think, at least as far as like being able to just get something done. And he just kind of got quietly, but kind of got, you remember he was like a tackling dummy for New England there for a while. You remember that? Bill Belichick put him on special teams, like returning punts and stuff, and like punctured his lung and all sorts of fun, crazy
Tim Tebow?
stuff. Mm-hmm. It was either the Jets or the New England.
No, it was Urban. Urban brought him back when Urban was the coach for the Jaguars, maybe for about brought him back for the summer.
Oh, it was okay. It was the New York Jets. They used him special teams with the Jets.
Okay,
and that's like I think he punctured his lungs. Anyway, my feeling, my opinion. Crucify me, cancel me if you want to. Good luck. Nobody watches this. Not enough people watch this. Cancel me. But you have to have an audience before you get canceled, right? I feel like he got pushed out sooner than what he likely would have if he would have just gone along with the crowd, so to speak. My opinion.
Okay,
my
that's
opinion.
fine.
He went 7-4 as a starter. 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Won a playoff game.
I mean, I watched every game that dude played. He was a circus to watch.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah. And he beat Tennessee with his stupid little jump touchdown pass.
Oh, really?
Pissed me off. Because, again, he wasn't an actual quarterback. He was like a fullback who could throw the ball. Right?
Yeah.
Because tackling him was very, very hard. Right? It was very difficult. But, yeah, so anyway, back to what I was saying. It's really like it is completely culturally acceptable to like just come out and say, hey, like I'm a Christian and it's okay. 5 years ago, it did not feel nearly as safe for a professional athlete or especially somebody in Hollywood to come out and say, hey, like this is who I am. This is, and everybody needs to just be okay with it. You don't have to agree with me, but just, accept the fact that this is who I am. So just talking to Graham about like how things have just changed over time. And the fact that, you're not scared to say, hey, I voted for Trump. Whereas 6 years ago, it was a little dicey on whether or not you should come out and say that. It depends on who you hang around, right?
I think so. I think that's probably right. I was never really all that concerned about my opinion being aired, and I mean, who's going to cancel me?
Sure, sure.
You know,
But the average person, if you're hanging around a bunch of people who didn't vote for Trump, you would get shouted out. Oh, had multiple people try to shout me down. I had one person actually try to get in a fight with me about it. And then we sat here and
oh
talked
my
about all these issues.
gosh.
And at the end of it, they were like, wait, you actually voted for Trump? I was like, well, yeah. Why? Well, because I mean, like, you're smart. I'm sorry. Like, she's like, I'm actually shocked. I was like, well, I mean, I appreciate that. But just because I vote opposite of you doesn't make me stupid. Just like if you voted for Biden or Kamala, it doesn't make you dumb, right? I don't think so. I mean, I know a lot of smart people who wish they could have had a mulligan on Biden. Can't, as it turns out. And some of them were even, doubled down and voted for Kamala. But the point is that doesn't necessarily make you stupid. But yeah, it's just, that's where we were. We were in a place where, like, hey, if I don't agree with you, I want to try to cancel you. And I'm just glad that, like, I hope we don't go back to that. I'm glad that we are there because my son will go to school and talk about Trump, which again, 2 or 3 years ago, don't talk about Trump at school, Graham. Like, good God, like, who knows what somebody's going to say to you? You might get shouted down as a second grader. So it's just, I feel like things have gotten better. So that way, when somebody calls me out and tries to question my manhood and cancel me and tries to cancel me, he's trying. It's all right, Alonzo. He can try to cancel me because of my do not disturb usage on my phone. I don't have to worry about it anymore. So there's the full circle of the conversation there. So.
All right, so what happened with Graham and the teacher and the letters?
Okay, so Graham, the teacher, so she finally came up to him and was like, hey, so here's what happened, was the little girl was trying to raise money for some fundraiser, and that's why we allowed her to do it. And we couldn't let you do that because you were trying to do bluff butts instead of actually raising money. So I hope you can understand. And, when a little bit longer.
Raising money.
Yeah, exactly. I was raising money for something too, for myself.
Y'all stopped me.
Yeah. So he graciously accepted it because she tried to reason with him and make him come to understand exactly what it was. So he graciously accepted the explanation, much better than I would have, and said that
I'm not accepting.
Accepting it. I told him I was not accepting it, and I said I don't think Mr. Clay will either. Just be sure, we will likely be out there picketing next year,
protesting.
Yeah. So, but he graciously accepted the explanation and has decided that he doesn't need to do a sort of boycotting of Flower Bluff 3rd and 4th grade, whatever that school is called. Like, I can't remember what the elementary, maybe. I don't know. Each school has each 2 grades is a different name for their school, but so anyway, he's out. He doesn't want to. He didn't want to protest anymore. So it's kind of disappointing, to be honest. I was really hoping for the
That's
the boycott.
Too bad.
It is.
The one protest I was
the only protest
myself.
I was show up to was Graham's protest of 4th grade,
and he doesn't want to do it anymore.
He didn't want to do it anymore. So again, has a bigger heart than I do, and he's a nicer person than I am, and I've done that for a long time. So it's not super surprising, but it is disappointing from a protest standpoint. So our weekly baseball topics. Tennessee did not look well. Not for everybody.
It's over for my team.
For Kentucky?
No, not Kentucky.
Well, wait. I thought Kentucky was your team.
Kentucky's still my team, but not my A&M team.
Okay. Yeah.
That was, gosh. I haven't talked to our friend Jeff about it yet, but they were there for the last game. I was at home watching the last game, and wow, that was it was tough to feel that.
No joke. Oh, I can't imagine. And which is why, like, it's one of those things, like, you want your kid to, like, become a collegiate athlete if they want to and if they can, but at the same time, like, gosh, the stress of that, that's rough, man. Then the letdown, like, that's terrible. But yeah, so Vols didn't do super great in the tournament, but we're hosting, I guess starting tomorrow, hosting regionals in Knox Vegas. So hopefully we do well. Hopefully we make it back to Omaha. So we shall see. We shall see. This team's just, again, I feel like they have all the talent in the world, just not being able to put it together here as of late. So, not sure. Not sure. So you're done with sports until
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
when?
done.
Like,
Uh,
do we even talk about football or no?
we can.
Okay.
That's when I'll be excited about sports again.
Okay. Well, Cubs are 8-2 in the last 10. So just so you know, Cubs are doing well.
Great.
Swept the Rockies. The poor Rockies. I think they have like 9 wins.
I've been to the
Like,
Rocky Stadium. Jamie and I watched the baseball game there.
So Rocky Stadium is like, it's like the Rockies, the Denver Nuggets, and then the Avalanche is their NHL team. Like they're all like within walking distance of each other, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I just know we
Wow.
went to that stadium.
Wow. So were you awake when you walked around down there?
Yeah. Yeah, I was awake. But we had been in Keystone fishing and then came back to Denver the night before we left and went to watch a Rockies game.
So yeah, they're all like, they're all like within a mile of each other is what this is saying. So it's pretty, like, I was down there it was in the middle of the night. We went to some restaurant down there. It was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool area. I don't know if that's considered downtown or what part of Denver that's considered, but it was pretty.
I don't know if it's downtown. I think we stayed at the Crawford Hotel. Maybe we rode the train. We rode the train from the airport to the hotel.
I didn't know that was a thing. Like a train or like
it's a train. It's a trolley thing.
Okay. Yeah.
It goes from that downtown area back and forth to the airport.
So when I was out there, I got drugged to this thing called Meow Wolf. Have you ever heard of this?
Meow Wolf?
Yep. You heard what I said. I said it right. Meow Wolf. It is, I don't even, like, how would you describe? So let's see. It says Meow Wolf is an art collective and company known for creating immersive, interactive art experiences. Like a million different dimensions in one building, or a really trippy video game in real life is how this thing is described by AI. I don't do drugs, never have. Maybe if I was like on LSD, that place would be cool. Maybe. It honestly was like somebody took acid and like built a art like building like experience. It was the strangest thing you've ever seen in your life. You should Google it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I like some of my digital agency buddies. I was with like 20 digital agency people, and none of them watch college football. Not a single one of them, except for me. I was like, what is wrong with you people? Like, because they're, much more of a creative. I'm not creative at all. They're much more creative than I am, and they're just like completely anti football. But then we went to this Meow Wolf, and I was there for about 90 seconds, and my buddy Neil looks at me and gets ready to go. It's like, is that obvious? Like, it was terrible. If I'm ever
watching some kind of video on it right now, and yes, I'm with you. I have no use for this kind of thing. There's one in Houston. You could go back to, if you wanted to go one, you could go to one in Houston.
The only way that I would go to one again,
zero use for this.
Literally, the only way I would go to one again is if I took you and got to like record you walking through Meow Wolf and like had Jamie there and just got to laugh at all of your reactions to the insanity that it is. Because you walk in, you're like, this isn't even cool. Like, this is dumb. Of course, I'm not dumb. I'm not an art guy. And again, if you're an art person, congratulations, you can cancel me. I'm just not a super artsy guy, and it was terrible. I think we were there. I can't remember how many people were there. I think 1 or 2 people actually liked it. The rest of them kind of liked it for like 15 minutes, but we were there for like 2 hours. I was like, can I just go sit by the exit?
Is there weird music playing?
Yeah, there's weird music, and like, it's just like different rooms have different music and different lighting.
I appreciate art, not that kind.
Nope. Not that kind.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was expensive to go to as well. Like it's
It's shocking. And let's make it expensive.
yeah.
Let's do weird things and we'll charge a bunch of money
Yeah.
for it.
It was like $50 to go into. And I'm like, if you paid me $50, I wouldn't go in.
I'm not going.
If you paid me $500, I would go in for an hour.
Okay.
And do that. But only 1 hour. Like, because other than that, it's too much. So yeah, that's what I did when I was in Denver. And then what else we did? We went and did these race cars, or these go-karts that go like 50, 60 miles an hour. You know what I'm talking
I'll
about?
do that. Heck
That
yeah, I know
was
what you're
fun.
talking about.
That's like you have to wear like the thing.
Got to wear the get up.
Yeah, you have to wear the whole get up, and you have to like sit through this like class before you're allowed to go in. Like, hey, don't kill yourself, don't kill anybody else, don't like land on top of somebody else because you'll kill them. Yeah. So one of my buddies, he's like a huge, like he actually like will race cars. He was the best, and I came in second out of everybody. I was kind of proud of myself. Got it done.
I have to admit something? For the first time in my 48 years, I didn't know that the Indy 500 was of F1 cars.
What did you think it was?
I just thought it was a NASCAR race.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Isn't that called like the Brickyard or something like that?
It is. Well, I think that's, and I'm not a NASCAR guy, but I think that's what NASCAR's race is the Brickyard something.
Yeah.
So I watched the Indy 500 the other day. It was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
I have
those cars are running 230 miles an hour. It's unbelievable.
Sure. They're fast.
One of them didn't even make past the pace lap. He
did see that.
He gunned it. This thing shot. And my goodness, I mean, a lot of that race was under caution because simply those cars are ridiculously fast.
Sure.
So those guys can't. I mean, they can handle them.
But when you get all of them, going that fast,
you would lose control easily in those things.
So I used to watch NASCAR because my dad's been a huge NASCAR fan.
Okay.
For a long time, and I used to watch it just to watch with him. Never really got super into it, but got into it. And plus, so like my step uncle or something like that was Ricky Rudd. He drove the Tide car back when you and I were young.
Really?
I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. So So my dad's stepsister or stepsister-in-law would get me a bunch of fine Ricky Rudd stuff. So I thought that was cool because I this famous person has this signed stuff that got mailed to me. This is really cool, right?
Yeah.
But then once he retired, I was like, yeah, it's not much to watch for anymore. But going to it in person at Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee, that's the really small track. Holy cow. Because I mean, it doesn't get super fast speeds because you're constantly just turning, right? Like you fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. And the first time I ever went, there were 19 wrecks. I mean, it's just cars piling up everywhere.
Yeah.
But that was one where they don't get going fast enough. So they would like rip the front of the car off and go back out with no hood, no fenders or anything like that and keep racing because you don't need to be as aerodynamic because you can't get going super fast. Just the sheer power of the car can get you going. So I will say the entire experience of like 170,000 rednecks all hanging out in one place, screaming like a bunch of rednecks, that was fun.
Pretty fun.
That was pretty fun. And then I ended up getting tickets a few years in a row up in like the rich people boxes. That was even more fun because you could hear it. Because the problem is that it's super
loud you can't hear.
Yeah, you can't hear anything. Even with your things on, it's like still super loud. But up there, like behind that really thick glass, it's much more much better. Plus it's not
controlled environment.
Yeah. Plus there's a lot of food. So, as a early 20 something, that food, just scarf that stuff down. But yeah, so that was my NASCAR stuff. I'm just not a big NASCAR fan anymore. But it feels like as time has gone on, they've all gotten because there's so many regulations to make sure that it's super fair. So it's, I don't know, it's not as much racing. I feel like we should go back to like what NASCAR was originally like these people running moonshine, right?
Yes.
So these moonshine runners.
that
We should do
was
something like that.
something that I thought was very interesting too. Watching that race was they've got the driver, the spotter, and I think they called him it was the strategy guy
Okay.
that is looking at all kinds of numbers, mainly how much fuel do
Yeah.
we have? Can we finish
Fuel and
this
tires.
thing?
Yeah. How
Yeah,
can
fuel
we
and
make it happen?
tires, right. I thought that was really cool. I met I'm I met Terry Labonte. We did a television commercial a long time ago with him. It was me and him on this television commercial. Um, but
Well,
his
he
spotter
was
was
NASCAR
with
though,
him.
right?
Yes, NASCAR.
Yeah.
His spotter was with him, and that guy, for whatever reason, I hung out and talked with that guy more than I did Terry. He was really cool, and that
That's
was his
cool.
job. I'm the spotter.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's what an interesting job. Like,
Yeah.
so we had a car dealership in Charlotte that we and that Dion and I managed. And apparently there's a NASCAR shop school
I
over in
think that's
Charlotte.
probably right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you would get all these guys that would like go to this NASCAR shop school because they ultimately want to be a mechanic on a NASCAR team. But obviously
Mhm.
there's extremely limited number of mechanics for a NASCAR team. And then so they would come out and they'd be like, crap, I have to get a real job now. Like, to go get a real job to pay the bills.
Mhm.
It, and yeah, I'm sure some of them are very good mechanics. We never had really good luck with those guys.
There was watching that race the other day. There was a couple of times where and it happened. One guy came in hot and
Sure.
mowed down two or three of his mechanics that were jumping over
His
the
own
wall at the same
mechanics?
time. Yes, yes. It was, I mean, it was like watching Tim Tebow play football. It was just a
Right.
circus.
Sorry, Jim,
It
didn't
was
mean to run you over
awesome.
there. Like, good gosh. I mean, jeez. Yeah. So I think if we got racing, like, and we like, because again, just go around in a circle, it's kind of boring. I feel like the road races are probably more fun to watch. You know, they shut down like it's an F1 race that shuts down Austin every year, right?
Yeah.
They have some F1 race that comes in and shuts down the entire city. They do it in Miami as well. It's supposed to be like super awesome. But yeah, I think if like we start running moonshine again, have a bunch of rednecks just get in their trucks, get in their cars. I think do a reality show about that. That would be more
Yeah.
fun, in my opinion. But we had a ran into a guy last night on the way home from Graham's baseball game. Getting back up out of Flower Bluff, getting up on SPID to get on the causeway, and a guy had flipped his truck and landed like sideways, so you couldn't get on the on ramp.
Really?
I mean, it just happened apparently. Like we were the first ones to roll up on it. It helped the guy get out. Guy was not even a little bit hurt. I don't think he was wearing a seatbelt. Not even a little bit hurt. Had a half gallon of tequila and a half gallon of vodka sitting there. There was still some vodka left. The tequila was gone. I assume he was drinking. Who knows? But again, assuming what happened. So maybe I mean he could be one of our contestants to run it. Just saying, like
Not
that
much
dude
of a
got a.
driver.
Well, I mean, he could have been a good driver if he had not been partaking of the product that we were trying to run, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, that was crazy though, because Graham sees me like ripping this door open. I get this guy out, like call the cops. Cops get there, fighters get there. Luckily, it's not very far for them at all. They get there very quickly. Guy's just walking around like he's dazed a little bit, but he's just walking around like trying to find his cell phone. I'm like, bro, sit down. Like he's like, I gotta find my cell phone. I was like, I can't find your cell phone. Like obviously it was in there somewhere, but I could not find it for him. And yeah, like it was nothing. Just flipped a truck. And it didn't even roll over. It actually flipped, landed on top because there was no roll marks from where it would have rolled over. And
Just
Graham was
flipped
like,
it.
just flipped it. And Graham
Wow.
goes, that guy that got out, was he the guy that was driving that thing? Because he was just walking around like normal. It's like, yes, it was. That was crazy. I was like, I was equally shocked that he was just walking around
Wow.
like normal. I mean, I'm sure it's adrenaline. He's probably hurting a little bit today, but yeah, luckily, I mean, he seemed to be in good shape. So could have been much, much worse. But yeah, so we can get people like him running some shine. Why not?
Okay.
I mean, you guys have rednecks in your area, right?
No. Absolutely not. No
You don't have any
rednecks.
rednecks in Cal
Heck
Allen?
no.
Well, I mean,
Maybe
Flower
that's
Bluff's got
in.
them.
I think that's in Sinton.
Okay. I don't know my South Texas rednecks very well. I
All
mean, we
my
can,
Sinton friends are mad.
yeah, you just call out
Just
some
say-
people. Like, I don't know any better. Like, you're just like, yeah, no, that's totally sin. Totally. Who don't want to like upset your dad, but is Three Rivers rednecks or no?
No.
No.
Cowboy Central.
Cowboy Central. Interesting.
You bet.
Okay. So what makes Sinton rednecks then?
It's just what they are.
Okay.
I mean, Cal Allen's got a little rivalry with Sinton, and evidently we're hoity-toity over here. So I'm
Cal Allen is
rednecking them.
hoity-toity?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
what
would
they
not
say.
have. Okay. So what do you consider Cal Allen?
Awesome.
Okay. You're just trying not to piss off the rest of the people. Gotcha. Cool.
That's right.
Cool.
We're the best.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, I mean, in East Tennessee, you can just
You know what you
kinda
Flower
drop in
Bluff
anywhere.
people are?
Man, I would love to hear this. Please, go ahead. Go ahead.
White rubber boot strippers.
I mean, that's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. Like, I remember when I first my father-in-law, he wears those all the time. I'm like, what's wrong with you? That's just strange. Like, but I mean, he lives out here on the island, to be fair.
Okay.
So, the island people are very eclectic, right? Because you have like a big range of types of people that live on the island. You have actual rich people, right? Just hoity-toities, right? And then you've got like the young military people that are like spending every penny that they possibly can or that they make so that they can live on the island because it's just so expensive to live here, like these pilots and stuff. You've got old people that are retired, right? Some with a lot of money, some with less money. And then you got just like kind of the people our age that have kids that kind of make up the rest of it, but they're from all over the place, right? Most of the people on the island are from Corpus Christi, so it's a very interesting mix of people. And then we all go to Flower Bluff and hang out with the white boot, shrimp boot people. So it's very interesting. I don't care. I mean, those people are, to me, those are like very, Flower Bluff feels very East Tennessee-ish to me. I mean, we didn't wear white boots, but I mean, it feels kind of rednecky, right? So it feels kind of homey to me.
Okay.
Yeah, just East Tennessee rednecks. Nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, to be fair, in East Tennessee, it doesn't matter where you drop in, whether it's in Farragut with all the rich hoity-toity people, apparently like Cal Allen, or Carnes with the actual rednecks. You will find rednecks everywhere. Like, they're everywhere. I mean, it's not everybody, but you will find them everywhere. So it's interesting here that they segregate themselves to Sinton only. It's weird.
Evidently. All right.
So
I don't make the rules.
Are you a redneck because you're in Sinton, or you go to Sinton because you are a redneck?
I don't know. I don't make the rules.
Okay. Interesting. Oh man. All right. So how's England going for
I
Beth
started getting pictures this morning. They both landed and found each other, I guess, at the airport, and they were having fish and chips while ago.
There you go. It's a very English
This was the first
thing to
several
do.
pictures I got was fish and chips.
There's good fish and chips. Like,
And
I mean, I've
some
never
sort
been to
of
England,
consomme that they were dipping it in.
Interesting. Okay. So, why were they going to England again? Just for fun?
Beth was doing a study abroad in Scotland.
That's right.
And Jamie met her there.
Gotcha.
So
So,
pal around for a week.
did Beth actually listen to the episode, or?
I don't have a confirmation of that yet. She's been busy.
Okay, gotcha. Did Jamie listen?
It's
to the
only
episode?
been 24 hours since that thing came out.
Sure. I mean, I haven't listened to it, to be fair. I'm not. So I'm just wondering. Like, I'm wondering if they actually listened to it, to the favorite uncle about.
Don't you worry. You worry about you. Don't worry about me.
Okay, gotcha. I gotcha. So what else you got?
I'm still fighting my contacts. I've been waiting the right
How long
one
have you had
today.
these things now?
I don't know.
A couple months.
Beginning of April, maybe middle of
Come on.
March. and it's still I get them in. I've been waiting for this right when I was at lunch the other day with mom and dad and Jamie, and all of a sudden this thing just ejected itself.
So it was in
out on the
backwards
table.
then.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like the only time I've ever had them pop out is because I put them in like in
But
verse.
when they're in wrong like that, I can't see very well. I'm
Interesting.
the vision's
So-
fine, but this thing feels like it's just waiting to jump.
Do you have a new
It's
one you
driving
can
me
put in?
mad.
I mean,
Gosh.
I've never met a 48-year-old who can't whip contacts. So this would be, if you were Graham, I would say, hey, don't let the contact outsmart you, man. You can do this. You got this.
I mean, it's so aggravating. It's so
It's really funny. It's really funny. Here we are 2 months later. No, man, I almost got this whole contact thing down. Like, I think next week is my week, man. Mark it on the calendar. June 4th is my week. I will own these contacts.
The little contact container things, I've got those strategically placed in the different trucks that
in case
in my truck, in the haul truck. Jamie's purse now has one of them. I've got two here in the just because it's at a given time, I'm afraid one of them's gonna just jump.
Sure.
Like at the restaurant the other day, the waiter brought me a little cup. I was like, "Do you have anything I can put this in?" He's like, "Yeah, here, put this."
Good God. Can't take clay out in public.
My mother, who, bless her, is still my mother, and she said, "Now, do you need to pour some water in the?" Stop.
By the way, let's talk about your mom for a second. And she's the nicest person in the world.
She sent you the email yesterday.
She did. Why is she so much nicer than you? Why are you so mean? Why? Your mom is so nice, so kind, so sweet.
She's wonderful. She's the best.
And then you hang Kentucky stuff against your wall because you act like you care about them. What is wrong with you?
Love them. Tyler Bell.
Yeah. Okay. So that it reaffirmed the fact that the Blair family they are good people, but there are bad apples in every family, right? It's fine. So, I mean, it just happened to talk to you more.
The other thing, I forget, talking about mom reminded me of this the other day. I bought some new tennis shoes the other day, running shoes that are life-changing.
What makes them life-changing?
The way they're built.
What are they?
The brand is Mizuno, which
they're baseball stuff.
I thought they were baseball, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the same brand. They're called Mizuno Neo Zen, I think, something like that. They've got this
Neo Zen.
Oh my!
Who knew that they made shoes? I've always just
broke my mile record by I think it was 10 seconds the other day.
What's your mile record?
I thought it would be more because I knew
felt like you're floating on air.
Yes, they're incredible.
Have you seen those new inserts that they're carbon fiber? They're supposed to allegedly make you jump higher. Yeah, they literally shoot. Those are allegedly supposed to make you faster and be able to jump higher, just because they're doing some of the work for you, right? Obviously, just a lot less effort on your part. So it's interesting. So is it something like that? Like they have some sort of
Well, the first pair that I put on had something like that, and I really didn't like them. They just, I mean, it was strange getting in them. Even these new ones, I feel like a baby deer in them when I first put them on. But those other ones that had some sort of platform in them, I didn't like them. And I put these other ones on, and it was immediate. I'll take them.
Interesting.
Take them now.
So wait a second. Did you go to a store to buy shoes?
Yeah. We were in town, and I was like, man, I need some new. I need some.
Where'd you go to buy shoes?
We went to Fleet Feet.
I don't know where that is.
We went to Academy first, and that's like a cattle call, you know?
It is. Yeah, it's a lot.
And
That
and the guy at Fleet Feet was, I mean, it was like being at an old shoe. You know, they
like where
have
they
the
used to
little
fit you
bench where you put
Yeah.
you put your foot on the thing and he tightens the
Sure.
laces, all that.
Sure.
It was like that.
Going
It was
old
great.
school.
Mhm.
Like you're back in the 90s?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah,
I
I
could
haven't
run like
physically
I'm in the 90s too.
Oh, there you go. I have not
was
physically gone to
awesome.
buy shoes other than a pair of boots
Well,
because
yeah.
boots,
If-
I've got this plate in my ankle, so like it rubs really funny on most boots, so I had to physically go do that. But tennis shoes, like that's total buy online, and I don't like it. It goes back. But going to a store like a crazy person. Oh, but it probably goes along with the D&D thing. I bet there's a direct correlation for not putting your phone on D&D and physically going in person to buy shoes. I'm
Whatever.
positive. Speaking of spending money in person, my wife has now got my daughter going to Sephora. Like my 11-year-old daughter comes in with a Sephora bag the other day. I was like, oh,
Yahoo. Perfect.
here we go. Here we
Just
go.
don't make me go there.
Yeah, well, I didn't have to go, so that was nice. But yeah, like, I mean, it's like, it's a problem.
She's got to buy makeup somewhere.
She's 11, so I don't know that that's true.
It's coming.
I'm gonna go. Does it have to though? Like, I feel like we could do a movement where it doesn't have to.
You could, maybe that's your protest. You can protest Annabelle making her way into the makeup world. No.
So there's part of me that would say that's a good idea, but then the part of me that likes to be married and be a father says maybe that's not a good idea.
Take
like
a pick.
It's one of those like you got pick
it's
your
either
battles.
Sephora or no Sephora.
Yeah, I'll probably just go with the Sephora. Like if I'm being honest, as long as I don't have to go in because it's a lot. It's a whole lot. But like my wife was talking about, she goes, because I was, she doesn't listen to this podcast. Like I don't listen to the podcast because it's weird for me. But we were talking about the whole Sephora thing, and she's like, yeah, those people are geniuses. Like they put these like little bottles of whatever, like up right around the counter that are like, they're like $40, $50, $60, $70 for this little whatever tester size thing of something. And people buy it because it's like, oh, well, there's not much to it. So like, I'll buy it, even though it's $70. And she's like, yeah, those people, they're just geniuses. Like the whole store is laid out perfect to get every single penny they possibly can get out of your pocket before you walk out. So good job, Sephora. If you want to support our podcast, feel free. Like we have at least 6 people that listen to the podcast. One of them's Clay. So I don't know if that counts or not. But welcome to support if you'd like to. At least, maybe we can do just like a exchange. Like they give me free stuff for Annabelle.
Do whatever you want. See what you can do.
Take that. But yeah. All right. What else you got?
I think that's it.
All right, man.
43 minutes. Pretty good.
Hey, Jamie's gonna be happy. It's gonna get right where she needs to be. So
that's that sweet spot.
She'll
listen to this coming home, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hi, Jamie, in the future on a plane from London.
Yes. Hello, future Jamie. I hope you had a great time and enjoyed the fish and chips immensely. So, all right, man. I appreciate it. We'll talk next time.
See ya.